Today's topic of debate is interactive instruction. Interactive instruction relies heavily on discussion and sharing among participants. Students learn from peers and teachers to develop social skills and abilities, organize thoughts, and develop rational arguments. It allows for a range of different types of groupings and interactive methods. Interactive instruction involves facilitator and learners. It encourages and expects learners to participate. It uses questions to stimulate discussion, emphasizing the value of answers. It gives participants hands-on experience. It uses teaching aids to gain and retain attention. Now the question is where to start. So start your interactive instruction with clear learning objectives or outcomes. It will help you to plan your session and it will also help the participants by providing them clear view of the session's direction. Number 2, follow an outline and provide copies to the participants. Periodically refer to the learning outcomes during the session to remind everyone where you are and prevent people from getting lost. According to research, people will listen for only 15 to 20 minutes without a break. People will learn more when given an opportunity to process what they are learning. Similarly, people will retain more if they review or use the information immediately after learning it. Thus, it will increase participation. Now we will talk about the lecturing method, which is most widely used method in teaching. Lecture is the duct tape of the teaching world. Lecturing delivers concepts. It delivers a lot of information in a short amount of time. And lectures conveys information that is difficult to present in another way. We need to understand that avoid its overuse because in a lecture your learners are mostly passive, so it doesn't guarantee clear understanding because there is no feedback from the learners, so it easily bores the audience unless it is well prepared. There are some points that you need to keep in mind. Whereas students often lose interest during lecture style of teaching, interactive teaching styles promote an atmosphere of attention and participation by making it interesting, making it exciting and fun. As it is well known quote that telling is not teaching and listening is not learning. Now the question is why use facilitation rather than lecture in a training session? And the answer to this question is that participants like to be actively involved. Participants want to share their knowledge and ideas. You don't have to be an expert and answer all of their questions because learners can address questions as well. So, interactive session keeps your groups attentive and involved in a training session. Working in groups. Work groups are the workhorse of interactive teaching. Work groups should be standard in every training program. Because using work groups stimulate individual input, learners obtain feedback from multiple perspectives. It offers opportunity for peer instruction and using work groups allows you to evaluate their learning well. Now we will specifically talk about interactive techniques. There are 6 interactive techniques that are widely used in training sessions all around the world. Number 1, think, pair or share. Number 2, buzz session. Number 3, question and answer technique. Number 4, short writing exercises. Number 5, note review. And the last one, demonstration. Incorporating interactivity. As you select activities, consider the learner's needs and wants, number of participants, size and layout of the room. Ask yourself, what am I trying to teach these people? Do I want them to share ideas and learn from each other? Do I want them to internalize something on their own? Do I want them to test their knowledge? Then plan a variety of activities into your session to help participants stay interested. So, number one method is think, pair, and share. It usually takes 5 to 7 minutes. So, start your session by posing a question or problem. This should require participants to explain a concept in their own words or to apply, synthesize, or evaluate what they have learned. Give participants 1 minute to think about their answers individually. Then have them pair with a partner to compare their answers. Ask them to share their responses with the class. Next one is buzz session that usually takes 10 to 15 minutes or less than that. To conduct a buzz session, divide your participants into group of 3 to 6 people because small size of groups allows each participant to contribute well. Give the groups 3 to 8 minutes to consider a specific limited problem or question because shortness of time requires groups to work hard and stay on target. Then walk around the room to answer questions. Ask for answer from each group or provide the answer to the groups individually. Our next technique is question and answer period. Being a trainer, allow a certain amount of time for questions at the beginning, middle, or end of the session. Plan this time and tell participants about it in advance. Questions may be asked orally by individuals, groups, or in writing. Distribute index card at the start of your session. Ask your participants to write down a question they have and return it to you before the break. Then review their questions while the participants are on break. When they return, answer their questions while summarizing key points learned before the break. Use this as a transition into the next sessions. Next technique is short writing exercises. Give participants a card or sheet of paper. Ask them to write their responses. Collect responses from them and then review them. Clarify all misunderstandings and questions. Muddiest point usually takes 10 minutes, 2 minutes of writing and 8 minutes of answering or discussion. It is usually used to immediately explain points that have not been clearly understood. Ask the participants to write their least clear or muddiest point. 3-minute summary. Use this to clarify points and assess the depth of participants' understanding. Ask them to summarize the key points of the seminar. Note review. It takes 4 to 5 minutes. Note review can be used in the middle of a seminar or a training session, after a break, or at the end. Give participants 3 minutes to read their notes thoroughly and underscore or circle important points. Mark anything that doesn't make sense. Mark the location of missing information. Circle the room to answer individual questions of the participants. After they have completed the exercise, ask for questions to get feedback. Demonstration. Demonstration is one of the most effective teaching methods because of its visual impact. A visual presentation of one or more techniques, processes, skills, etc. You or a participant, often assisted by others, go through the motion of showing, doing, explaining, etc. Other than the interactive instruction, there are some other techniques like peer instruction, practice sessions, discussion, job ads, role play, brainstorming, games, field trips, competition, assigned reading. These techniques are really effective in teaching. After the above discussion, it can be summarized. Telling is not teaching, nor is listening learning. You must engage participants in learning activities that led to a higher level of understanding and results in the participant's ability to apply what he learned on the job. Interactive teaching is a two-way process of active participant engagement with each other, the facilitator, and the content. Keep in mind, however, that interactivity is a means to a greater end, and that is participant learning. The most effective learning involves leading participants to a point of reflection on content. What does this mean to me? How can I use this? Is this better than what I am doing now? This reflection is the goal of interactivity. That's all from today's video. If you like the information, press the like button, subscribe to my channel and do share it with others.